From a fan. When do you ama uko kwa bench? From a fan.
Tunafika kwetu.
Haya, so mko kwa tunnel. Wewe ndio uko mbele. Mshwa kamera, kuna yule mshwa kamera anakaa hivi.
Worst. Niko na moja, hiyo ni worst. We are playing against Nakuru. RFU, hapo Queens. Are you ready?
From a fan. Uko kiwanja ama uko kwa bench. Unasikia from a fan.
But it's not funny.
Sasa tumeenda Kisumu kurudi imedisbandiwa. Remember now this other friend of mine was doing both and she came to me.
Tuanze na the best is the easiest one.
The best.
Enough for them, I shout up the mouth. Enough for them, I say
Hey.
but when it comes
Wewe uanze kupuliza hivi kamera. Happy New Year guys. Welcome back to the Hecklers podcast na tunataka tuanze. Najua si wenjo Impala wana bia baridi lakini I think
they took the challenge.
Ni kama mna overdo. Hatuwezi pigwa kila kitu all the time. Also as we go down cold beers come with it. You know, that's the thing. Joining us on set ni tuko na nini? Tumuite nini? Tukuita a judicial officer. Duncan Ndegwa of Nakuru, hailing from Nakuru at 6 foot. A legend of Nakuru rugby. But he's here for a very, very, very important reason. Tufike huko. Hatuwezi anza show kwanza. Tuacha kabla sijafika hata sijasema tulikuwa na important reason. You'll find out why. For now, Happy New Year. Happy New Year, we are back. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Jamhuri Day. Happy ingine inaitwaje? Kuna kitu imepita ambayo tuja celebrate. Nini? Acha ni whatever. Anyway, tunaanza atusaidie matopia na nini? Red will give you wings. So first we start with a toast to we start with a Martin. We want a toast to Ali. Yes. Former chairman Nakuru RFC who passed on jana. A very good man. I think kila mtu tukianza ongea sote Ali hapa tupiga show 3 hours. He's a very good, proper rugby gentleman. I think mtamkumbuka he played a very big role in turning it around in Nakuru.
Yeah. Of course, hi everyone. My name is Ndegwa Duncan. I'm not 6'2", so I love the other thing about Impala is, unajua inasemekana in geography, the higher you go, the cooler
it becomes.
Like,
so, apana sio kwa championship.
He holds Gene and Daji.
Kwa championship.
Oh, hi.
There's a high chance we'll win something next season. And this season as well.
Anyway, wish you all the best.
In fact, unajua Matei, you shot a bit hata sasa kwa nafaka hapa na nyinyi. Nafaka kwa naongea na mtu wa AP. Please. Hey, kata hii kamera. The only 2 rugby clubs in this country. Watu walijipanga kwenda AGM. Unamwagiwa maji. Hebu tell us kwanza what happened. Watu walikuwa ready na kura. Kumbe hata they are operating Ponzi schemes. So what happened? Big words, man. Ponzi. Well done. What happened then?
I think before I go to the AGM, I think as a club and as a rugby fraternity, would like to actually wish sincere condolences to the family of Ali Papa. Ali Papa is someone whose name is going to be, is going to be around for a while, especially in Nakuru Rugby, because he was the chair when we took the Kenya Cup for the first time outside of Nairobi, and also he led the team to the first double 2014. He's also been very instrumental, although he was instrumental in bringing age grade rugby and ladies rugby in the club.
Nice.
And even after he retired from active club patronage, he was one of our trustees. So he's someone who's left an indelible rugby mark in Nakuru and also in rugby in total.
I think on a lighter note for him, it's basically his after party stuff. was just amazing. Nakuru 10s was without Ali would have not have been Nakuru 10s.
Story,
Yes.
story ya
Kwanza
Ali akiwa ni Rafikis. Was it Rafikis?
Yes.
Akiwa mdozi Rafikis.
Kenyatta Avenue hapo.
Yeah.
Sherehe.
Beautiful story. Yeah, beautiful stories.
Yes.
Sasa bana hiyo toast
We'll
once again to Ali.
Yeah,
miss
toast
you
to Ali.
again. True Rugby gent.
Yeah.
We'll miss you, sir. May you rest in peace and Paul is son of the family.
Yeah.
Proper Rugby gent.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Sasa kwa nini what have you been doing in the Kenya Rugby? Watu wanakuja na mashati na hata wako registered. Wamekuwa wakiona email za sports register wako mark as red.
So first things first. Kuna watu walikuwa na campaign at club zao ambazo wana represent in the union in brackets.
yeah.
Aziko registered. Also, swali lingine ni is our union compliant? That's another question.
Yes.
Because we can complain about the clubs. The two clubs can be compliant, but compliant to who?
To an existing body.
So what exactly was the problem there? Because I know you're an advocate for the Sports Act. You've been pushing clubs to get in there. You've been telling them that you can also help. What is the Sports Act and what do we need to do to be compliant?
So I think first things first. It's important that we are talking about this, and it has come not at a, could not have come at a better time. The country is going into elections. We're all about campaigns and all that. But if I could use an analogy, it's like you want to go and vote simply because you are over 18. You don't have a voter's card, you don't have an identity card. So how are you going to vote exactly?
Mimi ni Mkenya.
Yeah. And by the way, if you look at even the preamble is the introduction to the constitution. It says that power is vested in the people. So you have to identify yourself first
as a person of the republic,
so that now you can donate your power to someone else to exercise it on your behalf.
Bas.
So basically, and I think this was quite sad, because if I can take you through the journey of sports registration, previously before the Sports Act came into being in 2013.
2013. So 9 years ago.
9 years ago,
Okay.
clubs were being registered under the Societies Act. And because of the peculiar nature of sports, there was an importance for sports to be run by a separate registrar who is tailor-made only to take care of matters
Of sports, yes.
So there was a transition from the Societies Act to the Sports Act. This law was assented in January of 2013. And then there is a commencement date of the act,
The act.
which was August of 2013. Then there is something called a transition clause. Transition clause ni kusema, if you are registered under the Societies Act, you are allowed to transition in the same manner and form to the Sports Act within 1 year.
Which means also
So that was August of 2014. But if I could just probably hold a brief a bit for clubs, there was a lot of acrimony as to whether clubs should actually comply with the Sports Act. Yeah. But now,
watu ombo is a criminal nitawaambia hapo chini.
wacha nijaribu kuchanganya.
Hiyo ndio kisungu kubwa.
Wacha nijaribu kuchanganya. So
Naona kabla haja register.
So basically,
Kienda sikia criminal wanarudi home.
you know, once a law has been passed, you have no luxury not to comply. You have no luxury. So I think because people wanted to buy time and dilly-dally, the uptake of registration to the Sports Act was very low. But even then, you continue to exist illegally.
Illegally.
You know? Yes. So basically, you're just operating. Wewe uko tu. Tuko tu.
Wewe kama hoka.
Ama hoka. Hoka.
Hauna maana.
Huko tu. Kanjua kipita hapo unafunga virago kwa umechorea.
Kwani boda. Hauna license uko tu.
Yeah. So that to me is a tragedy, because 9 years into, I mean, an act coming into play and you've not complied to. I mean, that's a serious lapse. You had asked a question whether the union is compliant. The last I heard, and I am sure there is someone who ought to speak for the union, I have it that they are compliant.
Yeah, they have to be receiving money from the government.
Yes. And then now, as to the other clubs, I know KCB is registered. I know Menengai Oilers are registered. If I speak on behalf of Nakuru, we are putting our house in order. We had actually started quite a bit, and I'll probably talk about it later. What it means to prepare to register.
To register,
Yeah, because you just don't wake up and you...
So, like, in fact, take us to that. So what do you need to be registered as a club?
Now, the sports registrar registers 3 kinds of... They are called sports organizations, but they're in 3 tiers. You are a club, a county sports association, or a national sports association. A national sports association is like now Kenya Rugby Union, which is running, rugby in the country. And then there is now probably a county sports association that runs sports within the county. The 47 counties, so you pick your own county and you register. And then now we have clubs. Clubs now are the ones that are registered either under the county sports or also under the national. Now just like we have rugby clubs. Now, because of the shenanigans that were happening previously, the threshold of holding office was raised quite a bit after the 2010 constitution, which introduced chapter 6. Chapter 6 is on leadership and integrity.
Yes.
Lazima ujue bwana.
Si ako kwa mshahara
lazima
So basically you're being told that for you to run for office, let's take for instance the issue of a rugby club.
Yes.
For you to become an official of the club, then you must get the clearances. We are talking about a certificate of good conduct. We are talking about clearance from HELB.
Clearance from HELB, which is the loans board.
Yes, the Higher Education Loans Board. Yes, and then you must also get clearance from the Credit Reference Bureaus. CRB.
Una malon mbaya bad loans.
Yes.
Your credit score is okay.
Alafu pia utatembea hapa Integrity Center. Pia hapo ukwe cleared because of ethics.
Ethics and
anti-corruption.
So good conduct.
DCI.
Yeah, the good conduct is from DCI.
Alafu kuna
ESCC. Alafu bado utembea.
Na kuna HELB. Na pia hapo time star pia lazima wako wamekuclear. Tax compliance. Mitano. Okay. So in terms of preparation, that is what we have been trying to get as a club, so that we can be able to. And then amongst the other things that you're supposed to provide, you're also supposed to provide a constitution. Yes. And I can just talk about the salient features of a constitution. The constitution will have your club objectives. It will also have terms of office. Terms of office, in fact, has been provided for under law. It's a term of 4 years, renewable once. So if in case your constitution talks otherwise, chances are itapita.
Rudi uchore ingine.
Yes. And then also it talks about where the club is situated or where your head office is going to be.
Sasa hapo mambo atandika wapi? You situated.
Anasiko nimeona hiyo.
Unaangalia challenges. Hapo kwa objectives kabla tandika beat KCB. Hiyo ni objective ya club.
Siox na Charles ndio anatuambia nini hapo.
Naona kuna nini? Vitu zinaenda segemnege.
Jijo unajua ni chairman wangu mwanzo hata sisi ongea mbaya. Hi Jijo.
So
and also social funds social funds has become a main target area for government because of what comes with sources of funds. Where is this money coming from? Yeah, is it clean money? Is it money that we can accept to come and run sports? Ama umekuja kufungua dry cleaner hapa hivi. Yeah, so it has got to do with that, and it's important that sports clubs and organizations support government in some of these policies because they're far-reaching. Yeah, so at least I've talked about that, the constitution, and then you pick prescribed forms. The how to do it is you go to the sports registrar's office. Iko hapa, is it NSF building? Yes, you go and pick prescribed forms and you make your application. You pay the prescribed fee. According to the act, it's 1,000 shillings. But sijui kama limeongezwa, probably, because I was looking at the regulation, so probably what I looked at is outdated. But I can be sure it's not exorbitant. Yeah, what government does in such instances is to give facilitative fees. Facilitative fees. It's not
lipa clerk anapitia nini, anapitia constitution yako.
Exactly.
So, mmesikia? Register tafadhali. We can't be playing with 2 clubs.
There is absolutely no excuse.
For 9 years.
For 9 years that we could not get this season.
Oh yeah, there's something that I may have forgotten. Yeah? Also, if you have any affiliation, you are supposed to state it in your application. Now, the import of this is that it's a good time for the union to actually clean house.
Yes.
Because I can tell you, we are, the rugby fraternity is in distress. One, because of representation.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who are these people who represent us? Are they representing us? Or are they representing all the stakeholders of rugby? Now, according to the word on the street, is that we have some briefcase clubs that
Who only pop up
during elections. Because there are some names, honestly, and this is probably something that I'd like to challenge the union to do, is when the clubs have complied, and that period has gotten to us where we are heading to an election. Print out the names of all
those
the clubs. So
These
that
are the clubs that we know.
we know these are the people who are going to run our affairs for the next so long.
Yeah.
Yes, because now, if I have a club, for instance, called Kariobangi Chiefs, something.
So,
KC.
KC. So, exactly what
league do you play in?
Yes. And if that club owes us 1 vote, then what about a household name like Nondis, like KCB, like Impala? You know,
like Nakuru.
yes. I mean, how are we doing weighted votes? Because that's something that we should also think about.
Very.
Yeah, weighted votes, because I mean there are some clubs that are very rich in rugby history.
Yeah.
And they are supposed to aid in running of the sport, and there is no discrimination. Even these young clubs that are coming up, Cabras,
Your Oilers, your Shamas.
yes, their history has begun. And for sure, when they get to 10 years or so, surely they should have more say than a club that just started a year back.
I'll give you a perfect example in World Rugby. Do you think All Blacks or the Springboks have the same voting rights in Kenya?
None.
In fact, hata Ganges yongea huko.
Yeah.
Yuko bundled up na Africa huko. You just shout.
This thing is like school. A Form 4 has more say than you. If you come to a
And that's where we lost our game.
If you come into a job, you're an intern. You don't tell your boss what to do.
And that is where we lost our game. When we started bringing all these Tom, Dick and Harrys to have a vote. Now if tukishikana mimi na wewe, mimi ni sijui ama Dagoretti Bulldogs, the same votes na Nondis.
Anyway,
well, that Italy.
Now that you've had all that,
yes.
I hope we can move on quickly and register, comply to do all that. In fact, my home club, Impala, I really hope you guys are on right now.
Yeah, because it might seem like a joke, but it's a very...
Impala and Queens, you're right next to the union and they're compliant. You're there. Do it, Bana. Get it there. Let's get our act together.
Sawa. Tuingie season wrap up.
Kenya Cup.
Hey, congratulations, Cabras.
Well done.
Finally, Bana.
Finally, after 6 years.
We can tell from your celebrations.
Well done, and all your noise.
And lase kidogo ilikuwa iende.
Well done.
You watched that final?
I did.
Hey.
I watched it online.
Oh,
I didn't travel. Majukumu imekuwa mingi siku hizi. So, but I caught the game. A very, very nerve-wracking game, because I can tell you, the shift of Cabras from the first half to the second half was so significant. And I don't know whether they thought that the ghosts have come to
come back. Ale kama have seen Andrew hapa.
Yeah, and
this was like last year.
Yeah, and also Oilers. What a show! I mean, the boys
brilliant.
You can actually see there is some work which has been put in the team. And I'd say that a bit of inexperience is what costed them, because they started pretty slow in the second half.
Yeah, because big stage fright.
Lakini first half,
walikuwa kazi.
Walipiga dimba.
Who would you give man of the match for that final?
I'm torn between 2 guys. I'm torn between Ominde and Kubu.
Yeah.
Because Kubu even changed positions.
From 15 to 10.
Sasa akajua sasa hapa. Now guys, sasa bro, songa pale nikonishe vile ufanye.
Tumekaa we were with you at the Mosaic Golf Club. The Mosaic. I told these guys, the Mosaic. I told these guys, once Kubu moves from 15 to 10, the game may change. Because now they are on kila kitu. But against congratulations Kabras.
Well done.
Martin.
Yeah.
Nataka 3 games highlights. Mimi niko na zangu. 3 best games this season. Mimi niko na zangu.
My highlights are sort of negative. First highlight, KCB versus Mwamba. The game lasted exactly 2 hours.
Si rugby game ni 2 hours, ama?
80 minutes. It's not 2 hours, my friend.
These are 40 minutes in the half time na stoppages.
120 minutes is too long for rugby game.
Water breaks, nini?
Even with water breaks.
Yeah.
That game was long. I think the referee was confused there. It was the funniest game I've watched in a long time. KCB had there was a gumboot in the center. Max was having a very torrid game. Kangeri was having a bit of a problem there. Mwamba, you know Mwamba, and you guys,
Mwamba
when you let them loose,
helter skelter,
they go crazy.
Watakuwa.
It was a fantastic game actually. For guys watching it for fun,
It was fantastic.
It was brilliant.
But for KCB
or Mwamba fan, it was not good. At one point, Mwamba fans were talking and they said, we need to end this game. I don't care who. Both sides.
Maliza.
The benches came and said, I know, this guy, it's too long, man. We get injured. The other game that I'd like to talk about is I watched the... Nondi is Impala. It's the first game I've ever watched in my life where I could not count the number of cards that were given to both sides.
Was that the game with firecrackers?
Impala 8-6. Nondi 6. Whatever. Nondi's got 3 or 4.
Which means for 80 minutes there wasn't 15 versus 15.
No, 13 versus 13.
You know alikuwa na baruti?
Baruti mingi sana. Nondi's fans had firecrackers on the side.
Tear gas.
Yeah, it looked like tear gas. And we had Nondi's, It wasn't a Gor Mahia FC match. This is Impala versus Nondi's. This is the first time I've had in my life an assistant referee claim that his life was in danger at an Impala. Basically at a race course. His life was in danger. Then he joined us for a drink after that. If your life is in danger, what are you doing? Run away! The third one.
One last drink before things go
before
well.
Yeah. Before I me up.
The third one has to be Menengai Oilers versus KCB.
Yeah.
Once again.
Semi.
Yeah. You guys have a very strong side. You're fantastic.
You have your 3 games.
No, wait.
You're
a fantastic side. I love your scrummaging I love the way you guys, change the game. Poleni sana. But I actually thought you guys would beat those students. No, I call them students because they are young. This is your baby team. This is your team. Remember this is
Chanto anakuwa hapo kwa hiyo team.
Si mtoto.
Umekuwa yuko kwa hiyo team.
But anyway, for Minde's kicking. That game was amazing. Just the way they managed the game themselves.
There is a kick he carved. Hapo ndo unajuaga internally unajiambia ni kama leo ilikubaya.
Ni kubaya.
Because that kick ilienda nje.
Ikarudi
niko ha. This is not even a kid, ni experience.
Alipiga skuru.
Alikunja kama ile kick Dan Kata ile watu hutumiaga alipiga hivyo. 3 games.
3 games. I'll talk about 2 Nakuru and then I'll talk about 1 Oilers one. That one we've not mentioned about it. Now, one Nakuru game that we really had to, we had to pull our A game was the Impala Nakuru game.
Yes.
Which they came down to Nakuru.
Nail
biting because now,
1 point,
yeah, and they brought in the big boys. They brought Akina, Danku, my namesake. Yes, he brought all the guys. He brought Superman.
John Rambo.
Yes. John Rambo was there. I'm like, hey, why do these guys mean business? So that was one. And we were lucky to pull that win. And then there was a second game. Let me talk about the one that is on my mind. It's the Oilers KCB game, not the semi-final.
The one that you told me about.
The game before that, yes. You can actually see potential in a team. And I told Poggy, Poggy, the next time you're playing these guys, they will beat you. Because you could actually tell they were very clinical. Their set pieces were on point. So basic rugby perfected. Yeah. So that game was a good one, but KCB won that. Yeah, KCB won that. And then of course our wives, Kenya Ali Queens. Yeah, just down the road. Down the road.
Across that way.
Yeah. Yeah, so the Kizungu was not too pleasing.
Was not Kizunguing?
It wasn't Kizunguing because we beat them. Funny enough. And you see, that game were coming from a home game, which we had lost most.
Yes.
And the relegation battle was yeah, so we actually had to ask the boys to dig deep, and we are glad that they did. And I mean, all clubs or most of the clubs are facing quite a turmoil. It's good to see when people fight, fight to remain relevant and to remain in Kenya Cup. Yeah, so those are my three games.
My three, funny enough, two of them feature these guys. The first one, Queens versus Strathmore. The Queens were
actually down. So the game going on right now.
It's Chipu versus Strathmore. Versus Strathmore. Queens were down to 14. Strathmore were down to 14 men. Queens, when they started keeping the ball tight, were coming to the wide. There's a try they scored. Strath scored. Against stepped. Alafu akakikuko mnini mbele. It was beautiful. That's my first game.
I remember.
Yes.
The grabber.
Yes, the grabber. Yes.
Oh, yes.
It's a beautiful. Alafu niko wetu weather iliweza.
No, I think that the mtu wako above 30.
Yes.
Try okay. You will toss something.
You will tararua vitu aziko. Second game. Again. Queens versus Blood at the bin. We were at Nondis. Looking at the score. Kado's like, come on, your Queens.
Actually, what Homeboys?
Homeboys.
Jamhuri Park.
Okay.
We are Jamhuri Park, yes. Come on, your Queens.
Impala had lost.
As we were walking out, as in game Meisha, Nondis had beaten Mwamba. As we were walking out, guys said, no, Blood have scored. Because either there's somebody threw the phone. I think it was Tanomino. Either threw a phone or a water bottle. Fuck! I'm like, there has to be a story here. Full time score. Blood 18, Queen 17.
But playing at Blood. It's crazy.
Then my third game is a game that didn't happen. It was KCB Bus versus Blood.
Yes.
That game.
KCB Bus.
Yeah, KCB Bus versus Blood. That was my third game.
But that game changed a lot in that season.
Yeah, but we would have been playing this final year.
The scores were drawn now, or what?
Yeah, see, they gave me 2 points.
Oh, okay.
Seeing that Blood were the host, I don't know why. Okay, anyway.
Blood, even if you were Blood, you would have done the same thing.
Yeah,
you'd have taken the 2 points.
Obviously.
Giving me opportunity for 2 points. Relegation. Relegation.
That was nonsense.
Relegation battle.
But it was the most exciting part of the whole tournament. For the people who are supporting those teams, it was heart-wrenching.
With 3 games to play, there are almost 8 teams with a mathematical chance of going down.
It was one of the most interesting Kenya Cup of my life. I think this was second to, I'm going to mention a year, and you guys will be second to 1999 and 2000. 2000, kulikuwa Kenya Cup. There's a time we were hoping you beat Queens so that we can win Kenya Cup.
You're saying for yourself, for Bonza to beat Queens?
It was that bad.
Mlikuwa Mwamba?
Tulikuwa tu man.
So, mimi nilikuwa nataka watu waende
Nakuru.
Nothing would have given me more joy. These people gave us hell. Those 3 years that they dominated. Huko unaweza kutoa kichwa hivi.
But nauliza aje about these 8 teams that were doing mathematics. I hope Nakuru is not there.
Mlikuwa kwa chini at that point.
No, ukiangalia log.
Mlikuwa anchor.
Tuko number 7. Sasa tutapigania.
Mlikuwa huko
from number 6.
Ilikuwa from number 6. Ilikuwa from number 6. Huko chini.
Sisi tuseme sisi game Kenya Cup inachezwa until the last game. So sasa sisi tulikuwa focused and
kwanza Nakuru mlipewa na Oilers. Kwanza Oilers ndio maana mlipigwa final. Mngejea tu hiyo game ya Nakuru vizuri mwende mshinde final.
Leo acha nikwambie hiyo game ya Oilers
waliwapatia.
It was played 90, I think 100 and something minutes.
Mlikuwa tafutiwa more points ama?
No.
Until Nakuru score.
Si Nakuru sasa ndio iko na lead. So they're giving
Oilers,
the young boys time to catch up.
But they didn't want to catch up.
No, they can't.
They didn't notice that the Oilers players was stopping at the 20.
What you people need to understand is that Oilers and Nakuru is a derby.
It is.
And
I thought so.
It is supposed to be a derby.
I thought so
until that game.
At the game was changed 23.
Anyway, let's be serious now. Personally, how we played, I want to just thank the Impala players because when we started off, The first time we came here and talked to Oscar.
And you were here? Yeah.
Oscar said he hopes he survives.
The first thing he said,
Wondering what do
up.
you mean? So we saw through the games what was going on. Players came up, stood up, Kina Quinton Ongo. I mean, Evans, there are so many players that have come. Elkins, everyone. Fantastic, well done, but we played poorly. As Impala, we played badly. Let's be honest. We have to be honest with ourselves. Yes, we came later on, Moose, we came here. And
last game of the season, because
tushapigwa bwana.
League.
We lost the league in Nakuru.
Yes. No, not Nakuru.
When we lost to Nakuru.
Hapa chini.
Nakuru.
Hapa chini.
No. Before Nakuru. Nakuru was the problem. If we beat Nakuru,
ladies and gentlemen, that could not have happened.
Okay, so what integration ni moto decide jina na chini. Juu at first tulidhani Queens. Table ilitoka hivi. Martin alikuwa na celebrate. Wabe akambia Buddha second head to head.
If I can tell you how relegation threat was real. But for us it was real because we were at the bottom for the most of the time.
Yes, yeah.
So we got the shocker early.
Yes. You were there.
The shocker came in early,
yes.
And we went and talked to the players and told them that
even the Okuko.
And of course we had to rope in even our old guard off and on the pitch. But I can tell you for sure, the technical bench, the senior players, and just the stakeholders. You know, Nakuru is one funny club, where have you ever gone to a training session and their fans?
Yes. People sit in the stands.
Yes. Training.
Tuesday afternoon.
Unasikia tu mtu anasema Buda hivyo tunashuka. Ukicheza hivyo msee tunashuka.
Hivyo unatuuza.
And also I'll also tell you even off the pitch. Say a guy your lifestyle.
Lakini
bro, jana tulikuwa masem tena haiwezi, you know.
Unaangusha club.
And I'm telling you fans. And say hii tabia I'm saying ndio
tutanke.
Hii ndio itatuangusha.
Hii ndio tupeleka chini.
So I want to tell you, Nakuru has got an insane fan base.
It's a community club.
Yes, it's a community club because
a proper one.
I can tell you even our captain has gone through our age gate rugby.
Yes, lakini Madu.
I can count for you.
Madu needs a statue outside that club.
I can count for you the number of Nakuru players who featured in the final of Kenya Cup.
Yes.
Yes.
Proper club.
Proper. Ile we nurture from the ground up. Yeah. And I wish that clubs could also do the same, because in essence you're building your base.
Yes.
Yeah. In essence you're building your base. So
yes.
It's pretty important that people invest. And I think that's my comment.
But stuff. My heroes of this relegation battle was Mwamba. Mwamba now decide to no.
We're going.
Sisi tunapanda na Papsa akashika kikapa kwa mgongo. Ametuende. So ningesema hata sasa tujui nani amerelegatiwa since Martin alikuwa na celebrate. Martin had a feeling Scooter had in 2020.
It's okay.
2 minutes of how feeling to be a champion. So sasa tuko in the middle of a
tribunal.
Wanavurutana hao wawili. Anyway, mtu anasema ni head to head.
Yo barua ya relegation iletwa na messenger. Akaenda akaiacha Queens. Mtu wa Queens kufika akasema
hii yetu. Peleka pale juu.
Wakapatia Maina. Kimbizi hapa.
So we hope somebody goes down eventually, lakini ni sawa.
We give respect to the Kenya Cup women's first.
And
before we go to the guys who come up.
No, tunataka tuingie officiating after the women.
Officiating. Itakuwa shida, hata tupatie wacha tuongee positive things first.
Nataka tuongele basi. We watched the final here.
Yeah.
The Kenya Cup.
First of all,
brilliant.
Just having that cool tournament and calling it the Kenya Cup.
Yeah.
Fantastic stuff. Loved it. Brilliant stuff here on the
brilliant
field.
Play.
Impala were decimated on the
forwards.
The forwards. The forwards just were finished. But for it to end 15-11, shocked me.
Yes.
I'd have thought it would have been more for Mwamba with such forwards. And Janet.
Okay. Shebesh Okelo.
My friend.
That is a cheat code.
Ile mbio ule madam ako nayo. Sifikiri hata.
Cheza. She's a cheat code.
Get the ball to Janet.
Well done,
Mwamba. First Kenya Cup winners.
Yeah.
But I want to say quality of play. I remember we started watching women's rugby. But we got to discuss about the first time we watched women's rugby, they couldn't string 2 passes. Right now, they are going they are going 8 phases without a knock on. Proper structure, any proper rugby, it was beautiful.
Fantastic lineouts. Scrummage.
It was beautiful.
Beautiful stuff. Loved it. We need to carry on.
But now,
make it a festival, guys.
Yes.
Let's try and make it a big deal.
And make these games more accessible. Don't make it that, hey, unaona hapa chipu vile inafinya. Don't. Nimemenitulie, wapige kelele. Haya. Make it accessible. Don't put these games at 11 a.m. Just put them before Kenya Cup kickoff. Put them up on the accessible. So get more eyeballs watching these games. Get more people again behind the women's game, because I'm sure
Friday night.
Our best bet to a World Cup right now is women.
Friday night, guys.
Yes.
We do a JK. Friday night, Wednesday night, Sunday evening. Doesn't matter. They tell us.
Yeah, but
don't make the women's games feel like we are starting off with the kids.
Hey.
It's always the beginning of the main
thing.
Make
it more accessible.
Make it more accessible, make it fun, make it amazing. That can get you money KRU, by the way.
It's officiating. Nataka tuongee solutions.
Solutions to
we already know we have shit officiating.
Yeah.
I want solutions. Yes.
Teacher, mine is just very simple. Can we get an open way into the KRRS? Is it KRRS nowadays?
Yes, KRRA.
Kenya Rugby
Referees Association.
Basically, they have to have an open day where they invite guys who want to be referees. What do they need? We don't even know. You know, it's like a secret society.
Yeah, it's not a Ku Klux Klan.
We don't know what's going on there.
Do some PR.
Someone was going to Zim. We found out that week. We need to know what the refs are going through, who the refs are. Like, we've been trying to find out which certain lineman, linesman, who is this, where does he come from, what are the refs about. You know, they need media as well. You know, the other clubs are pushing their media out, trying to push their players. The referees need to push their referees out. You know, when you know someone's CV, there's some heshima that comes as well. It's human nature. If I know that Victor is the top ref in Kenya because of this ranking. We are ranking them like this. That is the best way to do it. A young linesman shows up, you have never seen him. Obviously, the fans will be like, this guy doesn't know the game. But probably he's the best linesman we've ever had, or assistant ref we'll ever have, or center ref we'll ever have. So a lot of media, again, exposure. We need to get these guys exposed, and also they need to come affiliate. What they've done with the Super Rugby, they've put a couple of refs
to teams
per team, so that guys understand where these refs are coming from. And education, maybe get some refs to come in here and get many refs exposed outside. More refs going to ref in Uganda,
we are going to the Curry Cup.
Zimbabwe, Curry Cup. If we can carry a couple of refs,
two refs,
we go with them to the Curry Cup. The experience, they get some exposure there. They don't have to be at the center. They can be the guys who are just
they are on the table.
Just get them out there exposed. If we can get them exposed even in Tonga.
Tonga have a reputation of beating up refs.
Harden the ref.
You want to harden them there.
Harden the ref. Send them to various places. It's nice. You can be a ref in Kenya only, and your brain will not get exposure to what happens out there, how fast the game is. Just get these guys exposed. Maybe also huko chini nasikia ni kubaya. Huko chini nasikia ni kubaya.
Huko ndio kwenyewe.
But if you expose the top, then the bottom will become better.
I have a very different opinion about officiating in Kenya. Number one, I'll tell you, we need to change our attitude towards referees and officiating. In fact, for those of us who've been in the game for a while, it was fun to come and sing songs to a ref. It's no longer fun.
Asking about your
fathers and mothers and all that. So basically, we need to change our attitude towards match officials. One is by knowing that they are part of
this community.
Yes. Without them, then we'll be lacking. They went on strike and we had quite a challenge. And then secondly, we need the union to rope in this referees association.
Yes.
Somewhat they need to have them incorporated in the union more.
Yes.
If that to me is a very big gap. We seem to have a disconnect. And then thirdly, clubs need to invest in match officials.
Investment, yes, clubs.
And how, you would ask, you know, rugby has got a very big fan base.
Yes.
There's someone who you sit with at the stands and watch with them a game, and those guys are so spot on
Yes.
in terms of the law
Yes.
and in terms of getting all these things going in a match as an official. Clubs should be able to spot such people and encourage them to pick up officiating roles.
But even educators, that's the type, they don't have to officiate.
Now, one of the things that we do as rugby people is that we talk quite a bit. We talk quite a bit.
Yes.
And I wish we would do as much as we talk.
Yes.
What have you done to improve other than talk?
Yes. Exactly.
No, what have you done
That's why I
other
said
than talk?
solutions.
Yes. So, one is spot these talents early and then support.
Yes.
Yes. Encourage someone to go for a course. Yeah.
Do level 1.
Yes. So that now we can get to the level that Matt is talking about, where we expose. You cannot expose someone who has not shown interest.
Exactly.
Yeah. So even when we take these match officials for this exposure that we are talking about, who exactly are we taking? And then notice that referees are a symbol of authority.
Yes.
When you see Reoruo with the whistle, unajua hapa kuna mchezo. When you see hapa Godi, you know, constant.
Yes.
You know, that should be able to apply across board.
Yes.
That when I see Moses, when I see Victor, a match official is exactly that, a sign of authority.
Authority, yes.
The moment you compromise on authority, everything is in shambles.
We are living, we are living in now in the wilderness.
So those are my 3 quick solutions.
Solutions zangu. First, you have to admit you have a problem from the referee's side. Because right now, referees act like they are holy gods. I can't make a mistake. Once you start accepting that you have a mistake, then you start building on it. And this starts from namjua kwa kuna mtu ako hapa atabisikia. This starts from those match officials. They are those guys who
run the whole
who monitor those officials. I unfortunately overheard a conversation after a game with my referee. They knew they had a bad game, but what they said shocked me, almost made me. What they said, sinani atatutetea. So you can't. So which means if Kerare cannot internally look themselves in the eye and say we have a problem, we can't do it.
But you see, Pogi, what we are trying to say is this, and I wish we would move from that kind of reasoning. You see, match officials, players, and we are all part of the same part of the same core.
Yeah.
So once we have to own this game so that the referee becomes a part of the success.
Yes.
So that a player becomes part of the success and a match, the technical bench.
That's what I'm saying. It's not wrong for a referee to be affiliated to a club.
Yes. It's not.
If they were to come to clubs, for example, it starts here. It starts like this. For a fan on the stands, if I've not had an interaction with a referee, and I've always had a bad opinion about a ref, then I will not want to be a ref.
Yes.
So I need to have, like, there's a time Cap used to come for training for various clubs.
Yeah.
And many young guys became refs.
Yes.
So what you need to do is right now, for exposure helps a lot with that stuff. So if Cap was to come and say, okay, I'll be stationed at Impala, say Godi says I'll be stationed at Queens, then all those other refs do like that. Victor and Nakuru like that. Kolo says Mwamba. Then every training session, they have a training session, they write a report down, then they send it back to KRA, they look at it, all the refs look at what is happening in there. And during that time, they're also socializing with the club fans, like Nakuru, the way you said, club fans, trying to get them into Kenya referee, this referee. That's the only way I think it can work. Because I don't think.
I wish this thing was live.
But anyway,
It's live.
The main thing here is
it's live. Yeah, it's live.
Yeah, it's live. Yeah. Everyone needs to come in and just do it together. We cannot be pointing fingers all the time.
No.
We can't.
In fact, that's where we will mess up. If we continue pointing fingers, it doesn't help.
Yeah.
What we need to do is actually to own this problem.
Yes.
Officiating
Together.
The way officiating is in Kenya right now, it's a fraternity issue.
Yeah.
It is not a refs issue. No.
Anyway, the whole Kenya rugby is indisciplined.
Wait, we have a few minutes to go.
A few minutes. Let's move on to enterprise.
No.
Chini.
Twende hapana? Twende
Chap too.
Simbas are playing in the Currie Cup from Tuesday. They named a 60-man
They are
squad.
going?
They're going on Tuesday.
60 men are going.
Reliable, no. 30.
30.
Yeah, so they'll be going 3 months.
Also, they're all
29 July, so kuna watu wataenda, mnarudi, mna switch. But it's good. At least wameenda.
Personally, I have no comment about
I liked that I saw Oscar was there,
Yeah.
Willie was there, Injera was there. Hata huku chini nimeona vijana kina Manase, Clinton on the arm of
the squad. The only part I think people are asking about was
No, see people, one person.
No, I also had a problem with the scrum halves.
A problem.
Yeah, small problem.
It was one person who had a problem for a full day.
One guy and then put Moha up.
Yeah.
That's all.
But
anyway,
sawa.
Good luck to you.
Good luck to Simbas.
Good luck Simbas. It's a good thing.
Remember goal in July.
Yeah.
Qualifier.
Sevens, you have
very big month.
A lot of work.
Your squad. Anyway.
We have three tournaments.
They have 3 weekends back to back. So they're playing Singapore 9th and 10th.
Vancouver,
and then they come 16th, to Kampala. Then they come to Kampala 22nd.
Hey, that flight from Vancouver to here is a long one.
Sasa sio London Tebe mwa JKF.
Acha tufanye hivi. Hapo kwa comments. Wekeni wala sema mnafikiri wanafaa kuanza. I think to be selected for Kenya Sevens. I think guys were not happy. There was a lot of
No, it feels like it feel kama nini? Inafeel kama tumerudi mahali pao walikuwa. Honestly. It feels like tumerudi mahali pao walikuwa.
Haya, acha tuone
tusonge mbele.
Mimi siku hizi ni watch and
Chipu ndio hapa. Last warm up game. I think South on a lead. Nimeona South wakicheza wana lead. But they are playing from 9th to 17th at Nyayo. 9th next weekend. Wana defend their Bathers. Unfortunately hakuna JWT mwaka, so wanashinda tu alafu watulie. But I really want to watch that Namibia game.
Still something.
Because Namibia didn't come to play last time. For the women's are in camp. They are playing their World Cup qualifier at 29th 30th. It's a very big month for KRU. Kuna kitu kingine hapana. Alafu nataka kushout out nani? Because hapo women's rugby jua nini? Nataka kushout out Janet Okelo, Japan, Diana Awino, Spain na Fila Dubai.
Fila ko Dubai coach.
Coaches.
Told you guys my wife doesn't joke around.
Coaches.
Coaches.
We also have a Kenyan lady who was appointed coach.
Ndio Fila.
My wife.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Enterprise Cup, tumekimbia.
First of all, shout out to Mean Machine.
I am Mean Machine and Monks.
Catholic University Monks. And Shamas, shout out to you guys for doing what you had to do. I think the Kangade brothers, we can touch on it kidogo too. That was the most ridiculously stupid thing I've ever seen. Kangade brothers and one extra guy. Is he called Collins? What is his name?
James Julius.
It's called Julian
Owino.
Young guy.
Young guy.
It's 23 actually.
23, Kai.
We do not put our hands on anyone in rugby, even when you're fighting in a mall.
We're intelligent people.
Be intelligent. We don't do that. We don't fight. We don't beat up refs. There's a process that had to be followed, of course.
But it's a fraternity thing.
It's a fraternity thing. We need to change all that. People are saying it's too lenient. As you can see, most of the old guys were like, come on.
But if you read the whole, what is it called?
The judgment, was it judgment or the...
It's a ruling.
It's a ruling, yeah. Kama jana mliwacha BBI, sasa msomeni hiyo ingine.
Now we heard from a ref.
Actually, it's a judgment because you can appeal. Eh?
So we heard from a ref.
Appeal where? But to the same commission. Kama to sports sasa, to SDT.
Now, okay, basically, when such an incident happens, and it becomes an issue for the judicial officers, we have to go through the phases. And then again, what people need to understand is that there's a difference of public lynching and actually going through a process and giving someone through a right to be heard.
Yes.
Even when they appear before the JOs, the judicial panel, we also have to rely on what we were given.
What on paper? What is this?
See here, we got a referee's report, we got a citer's report, we got the video. We had to call this people in and go through the whole process. Anyway, the decision is out. The detailed one should be out next week. I would encourage guys to look at it first, get to know what parameters we are working with. So by the time we're talking about leniency, we all actually have gone through the motions and we've gone through it.
6 years, 5.5 years, and
3 years.
Got 3.5 years. That's okay. Quickly on to
Enterprise Cup, first semi-final. First semi-final, Kabras Homeboys, Uko. So I said highly depleted teams, Kabras and KCB.
Yes.
Because, for example, KCB has almost 21 players to national teams.
Understandable.
Kabras almost equal, if not more. They're playing homeboys. Homeboys beat Queens and then have cover against Mwamba. Kabras walipata cover yao against Machine, then they beat Nondi Zuko. Semi-final, your prediction? Yeah, first kwanza.
Kabras homeboys. It will be a close one. Both teams are playing at home.
Both teams are at home.
They're at home. Homeboys have a point to prove. There are rumors about their franchise. So they're playing for
survival.
For survival, you know.
Yes.
And they could surprise Kabras by that. It could be a very close one by 2. Homeboys by 2.
Homeboys by 2.
Kabras by 5.
Kabras by 5.
Yeah. I think Kabras has got more depth. Yeah. Even with the 21 players out.
Kabras by 2.
Kabras by 2. So close one.
Second semi-final.
A lion faces an Impala.
Impala inamkia juu. They beat Oilers here. They beat Nakuru here.
Yes.
KCB had a walk-off, beat Strath. And then with some
brutalized.
With some
children.
Blood. Mko gani tumeisha? Predictions.
Impala tu.
Impala ngapi?
By 2.
I think Impala by around 3. Because Impala have got a point to prove.
Yes.
And they have proved that point so far by beating all these teams that survived.
Yes.
And then for Nondis, of course, they lost their last game. Impala. Yeah. To Nondis. The Kenya Cup game.
KCB, yeah.
No, I'm saying the game you played at Nondis.
Oh, we lost to Nondis.
Yeah. So they would want to claim back that. So that's why.
We're playing KCB by the way.
Oh yeah?
It's KCB.
Not Nondis.
No, it's KCB.
What would Nondis be doing in the same?
Red Bull. Niko short tuweke kitu Red Bull. Niko short tuweke kitu.
You can't see KCB guys. Okay.
Yeah, but KCB man. Iza. Wrong party.
Wrong party. Sorry, lakini nasikia mko mnaitana mko nini? Anyway, haya. Mine. Itakuwa very close. Because one, KCB are highly dented. You are on a players on national team. Na it doesn't look like it's going to be wet, lakini
it's a good day.
KCB by a few. Alafu uko chini KCB wamelipatia nani walkover, so that's why South are playing here. Kabras I think sioni kama watakuwa na team, but ingine wanacheza na Kurutu, so maybe finally kwa Strasbourg na Kurutu.
Sawa, fantastic stuff.
Martin atakuuliza swali kwanza before. Do these names ring a bell to you? Daystar University, Bungoma RFC, Kitala RFC, Sigalagala National Polytechnic, Moi University, Zitech University, Ngong RFC na Mombasa RFC. Do they ring a bell?
They do. We actually have given them very many players and kits.
Yeah, you might be facing them.
We are their sponsors, so we are going to be
those are the list of 8
our children
that are playing the championship regional quarterfinals.
We are very ready for a tour. We will enjoy this tour if we go down. We will go down as Impala. We've done it before in the 90s and we can't do it again.
Who is your player of the season?
Can I name 3?
Yes.
John Kubu, Ominde, and of course I have to go with Quinto
Ongo.
Ominde.
Ndani mvote
www.osbk.com.
Vote for your player of the season. Ref, mimi ni Chebukati.
Chebukati.
Referee of the season, coach of the season, women's player of the season. Zote. Tumemaliza.
Kwanza ref, penny ref. Important.
Kwisha.
We are done.
Tumeruka nje.
Na semi-final Danku bado wako zake.
Thank you Danku manze imeweza.
From a fan. Wewe uwanja ama uko kwa bench. From a fan.
Tunafika kwetu. Haya, so mko kwa tunnel. Wewe ndio uko mbele. Msha kamera, kuna yule msha kamera anakaa hivi.
Worst. Niko na moja, hiyo ni worst. We were playing against Nakuru. RFA, hapo Queens.
Are you ready? From a fan. uko kwa kiwanja ama uko kwa bench. Unasikia kama fan.
But it's not funny.
Sasa tumeenda Kisumu kurudi imedisbandiwa. Remember now this other friend of mine was doing both and she came to me.
Tuanze na the best is the easiest one.
The best.
Enough of them, I shout up the mouth. Enough of them, I say the money.
Hey.
But when it comes